Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me. And then as you tell, welcome to the Crypto Lover Show, baby. Let's go. We're going to learn. We're going to have a blast, and we're going to push it to the limit. I can't wait to see you there. God bless you, beautiful people. It's going to be awesome. Beautiful people, beautiful people. Who says that? Who says that? You know. Beautiful people. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Top of the morning to you. Hey, you know, this hat was my mother's hat. I went back to her house just 2 days ago. I opened up her bureau, was looking at her stuff, and there was her hat. I have a small hat like my mom, man. So, me and my mom, baby. Shout out to my mom, man. God bless you all. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. Shout out to my mom. Shout out to everybody trading. Let's get it in. We're going to show you what I see happening. Looks like Bitcoin's about to get a huge pump to the upside, and I'm long, baby. Let me show you what's about to happen, baby. Let's go! Today is the greatest day of the rest of your life. You're going to have a blast today. I'm telling you right now. Let's get that music back up and running for you. Crucial times for Bitcoin. Shout out to all the beautiful super chats I got yesterday. Thank you for everyone that came to the stream yesterday. I just want to say thank you for yesterday's stream. Thank you. Unbelievable stream yesterday. May we top yesterday today, baby. Maybe we can make even more money. Shout out to everyone that kicked it with the lifers. So Bitcoin ripping to the upside. I've been a long trade here because I'm putting my stop on the other side of the 200 moving average. I'm also in a long on Ethereum, on MEXC futures. So I got my long on Bitcoin right here to keep my trades separate. I like to keep my trades separate. I don't want it all mixed and mingled. So my week's trade, I'm going to make $4 grand. We hit the top there. Okay, so it's going to be a big boy. We're going all the way to the upside. All right, we're ripping. I'm up 1.53%. Can I get that tree percent? Can I get the tree? Show me the tree over here. Show me the tree. Invite of a friend, fly giveaway. Check it out. Amazing times. I also got a scalp on right here. I got a scalp cooking right here. Look, I'm up 5%. The king of 3% is doing it again on Ethereum. I gave this to my trading group this morning. I said, let's go hit. Let's hit when we cross the 200 moving average. Look at the shoulder, head, right shoulder. Look at that. Cup, handle, gone. This is why they call me Sammy, Cup, and Handy. Speaking of BitNX, we have an amazing campaign going on right now for BitNX that I think you might want to find out about. Let me kind of show you what's happening here on BitNX. The more we trade, the higher the rewards, and it's basically an awesome trading competition. Jump on in today to find out more. I have a link to the BitNX trading competition. Check that out. And we get rewarded, folks, for the more we go in. And so it's exciting times to be alive. They're offering us cool stuff that they don't give anywhere else because they know our community is awesome. So hit the link, sign up underneath the Crypto Lifer to find out more. Shout out to everybody here. You would have been in this trade right now, banging on it with me, and I expect all of us to win. We can raise the volume, we can get in. So if you listen to my trades and we follow them, I'm going to make sure I win most of my trades, so we should win most of our trades, and then we'll go from there. Stick with me, get the education. I'm not a financial advisor, but get the education every day. Technical analysis. You know, I traded for 8 years before I knew what technical analysis was. I bought and sold stocks. I didn't know what I was doing. Had not a clue. You see what I'm saying? But, you know, lo and behold, slow and steady, you get there over time. And next thing you know, look, we're up $94 now on the trade. This is how you can make $1,000 a day. I've only been in this trade for 10 or 20 minutes. Not that big of a deal. What am I doing? I'm trading the support and resistance flip, resistance, bounce. We came back to retest. Beautiful place to enter or put a stop loss on the other side of the SR flip for Ethereum. Look at this, up on the king of 3%. I told you I just made another 3% on Ethereum. Banging on them on MEXC, the lowest fees in the game. You can't beat it. Right there, 3%, $148 of the trade. I just gave this trade to my trading group. I told them exactly what I was doing, but you wouldn't have been able to get the entry unless you were in the group. All right, the entry just happened to be before the stream. I like to give a lot of stuff for free. I do, but I can't do it every single day, baby. Sometimes the entry is before the stream, and that's why this $99 a month is like, oh, I'm telling you, don't waste it. It's less than $3 a day. See this right here? For less than this, $2 less than this, you can get me every single day. My hyperactive brain constantly feeding you charts, constantly pushing you, constantly teaching you, constantly finding out what's happening in the market. Never taking a day off with the energy that never stops. I love each and every one of you more than you would ever know, and I want to see you guys win. All right, I brought that music down a little bit. I thought I was a little too loud. God bless everybody here. I'm just hyped right now, if you could see, and it's hard to turn it down. It's hard to turn down my hypeness, but I got it. I know, I was like, I'm looking at my messages. Music is a tad too loud. I know. I had the music up there a bit. I got the energy going. All right. The bot said to go long, so I did. The bot went long too. Shout out to anyone. Hey, that's another thing. If you're in my group, you get the use of the bot signaling. I mean, it's unbelievable. Like, it's just, I got so much stuff that you can't get anywhere else for $99 a month that is just exceptional. And then people know we're the best, so they come to us and give us more because we're the best. You know what I mean? Go to MinotaurTradingSystems.io and find out how I have a bot working for me right now. Schedule a free call. Find out if it's for you. It's amazing. The thing is doing damage. It's buying the bottom and selling the top over and over again. And it's doing it while you're out cutting the lawn, out at the beach, hanging out with friends, and doing exactly what you want to do with your life. Thank you, Rave Song Records. Shout out to everybody here. So if you want to jump on into the Bit2Next campaign, I'll run that again. We got a cool Bit2Next campaign. I got a trade right now ripping on Ethereum here on Bit2Next, doing damage. We're doing damage, baby. We're going to the upside. There we go. We got a good network connection now. We're starting to fly. Let's go. Let that thing rip. And I said I could see Ethereum about to take off. People probably didn't listen. Anyway, Bit2Next, baby, Bit2Next. Here we are in MEXC with an Ethereum trade cooking. And I've only traded Ethereum like 4 or 5 times. This is a $32,000 trade, $4,500 in at 7x leverage. All right? And we're going for the gusto here. To the moon, baby, to the moon. And look, they even made the shoulder head and right shoulder so they get the shorts all ready to rock. And we can we can fluster the shorts and get them fluxed like a flux capacitor. You know what I mean? I don't want to say what everyone else says. Bitcoin booming, 107,459. You're in the gain if you took the trade with the lifer. All you had to do was put a stop loss below the 200 moving average. I see people do FVG, FID, blue, da-da-ba-ba-doo. And I'm like, I don't need fibs. I don't need FVG. I don't need DB fee. I don't need SLE, TBL, doo-doo-boo, doo-doo-boo, shoo-boo-doo, ba-boo, doo-doo, ba-boo, doo-boo, I don't need all that. How do you teach someone that? It takes weeks. All you got to do is say, hey, that's a previous resistance. Why don't we buy the place we bounced off of? A carpenter can do that. A freaking 5-year-old could do this. You know what I mean? Put your stop on the other side. Let's ride. Support or resistance, baby. You could trade support or resistance and literally buy a home, man, if you're good, if you stay disciplined. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. I love you. I appreciate you. And I want to see you win every single day. I want to get you to the quickest, fastest way to get it going. I don't want to waste your time. I want you to accelerate to the speed of light. And I can teach you how to do it. You just got to pay attention and focus. This hat's got me, I got the energy of my mom in me, and she was funny. She was spunky, man. She was punky. I'm only 4 years old. That's a leap year guy. We got a couple 5-year-olds here. Shout out to everybody here. I'm on one tonight, whatever. I mean, wherever we are in the world, it doesn't even matter. I'm just feeling good. I'm excited for life. I realize these are the days of our lives. This is the time to enjoy yourself every single day. You go for it. It's great for altcoins when we're paying so much attention to Ethereum, 100%. Look, I never trade ETH. I'm never truly focused on ETH, and so there's something brewing here if I'm looking at Ethereum. Bitcoin, did it get the reversal? Right now, that is my model. We've crossed the 200 moving average and touched the 21. I'm telling you right now, if you just study what I teach you, again, you don't have to go through the vocabulary book. This is ready to rock. This is it. This has a 80% chance of going to the upside. I've backtested it for over 17 years. Right now, when I show you this, you're getting 17 years of data. Don't you understand? I'm not showing this to be a fool. I'm not showing this to be cool. I'm showing this because I spent 10 hours, 20 hours a day doing this. Yes, and I mean 20 hours. There's many times I probably slept 3 to 4 hours a night and just kept pushing and never stopped. Oh yeah, I'm wearing flip-flops to save my feet. And so they gave me an inch on the mic, and I got to remember to bring the mic up all the way so I'm not going to hurt. See, if you don't put the mic up, you do this, you hurt your neck. If I don't put the screens in the right place, I look down on them, hurt my neck. I look too far up, hurt my neck. The desk has to be placed in the perfect place on your stand-up desk. Everything's got to be right for you to have the ergonomic movement of your back and neck. You don't want to be in pain. How have I done this stream for so long? Because I have everything set up right, so I'm not in pain. Understand? If I did this every day and I had to look down too much, even the desk, I feel like the desk could go a little higher. There we go. So I'm looking for this to bounce to the upside, okay? And honestly, we could scalp this on BTCC. Why not? I haven't opened up a Bitcoin trade on BTCC. I've been trading the NASDAQ exclusively. NASDAQ's likely to follow Bitcoin. We're going to talk about it and do exactly the same thing. So if you want to trade the nasty NAS, you could probably go over to the 1 minute and look for the same flag touching the 21. There it is right there. It's the same exact trade. Look at this. How about I make the same trade from what I learned on Bitcoin on the NASDAQ? Look at this. It's the same trade. Right? And they're going to print money by all means. They're just trying to get themselves a little bit cheaper by getting enough people to short and flush to the price. That's all. That's it. I actually think even the 1 hour might be a better trade here, but that's a nice scalp. Look at that thing booming. And the NASDAQ getting a beautiful bounce to the upside in the last few hours. I'm actually, let me show you what I see happening on the nasty NAS. And I've gave you the macro analysis already and showed you what I see happening. Whether people believe me or not, it's fine. Funny, I laugh at one point because it's like, hey, get rich with me or go do something else. I can't force you to get paid with me. I can't force you to do this simple stuff. I can't. I wish I could. Wish I could help everybody, but I can't. Some people are very stubborn. They're going to do their own thing over and over again, no matter how many times they lose, no how much. If they'll see me win more than them, and they'll still do something else, right? So look, I mean, we still got this big liquidation at 106,000, and they've been holding that on us for a while. But we just got some shorts moving in to 110,004. So it could go either way right now. It's not too deep red either way. However, the closest usually gets to bacon. And this is a little redder. So it says, hey, if you went by the, just the percentage of the BOOKMAP, it says, hey, we might see 106,240. We just might. I got the Jesse Livermore paperboy hat from 1920. Slancha, baby, slancha. Yeah, I got the Pinky Blinders hat on. That's right. Who said Pinky Blinders? Did I see someone write Pinky Blinders there in the chat? Man. Sam is reenacting the great, it's called the Great Gatsby, not the Big Gatsby. You're funny, man. The Great Gatsby, bro. Shout out to brothers Win watching Sammy. Shout out to James Win. Where you at, baby? Are you out there, James? I've been trolling you, James, on Twitter, on X. I bet he watches. Blue Steel hedging with 100 million. Nonsense. Sam Shelby, right? You remind me of buy your dad with that hat. You remind me of your dad with that hat. Amen. That's me. I said Peaky Blinders. I love you, man. I didn't see it, but I knew somebody said it. It had to, man. Irish, the blue eyes and the hotter gold. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. We couldn't do this without each and every one of you teaching the knowledge every single day. We're going to do our top-down analysis for Bitcoin, break it down for you, show you what's happening in the charts. We're back at that 22,000. That little dip funny, we took a dip last night. Take profit up to 23,147. Unlikely I'm going to go that far. Just really want to get back to the resistance. Stop loss at 21,735. The nasty NAS, and I actually just missed trading the NAS. I probably missed my scalp. Oh no, it's still looking pretty. I got a chance here to nail this scalp. So this is what I do. I trade the 1 minute when the 21 touches above the 200 every day, over and over again. And I make money doing it constantly. Let's see if we can pull it off right now in front of you. Week says isolated trades. We could make a scalp separate of the big boy here. So look, we're up $138 on the week's trade. If you took the trades today, you're already up in the gains. Most of you guys are way more risky than me with bigger lev. So most people make more money off my trades than I do. I chip away, though. I don't lose as much as they do, though, when they lose. You get it? So all you have to do is know that you're going to bounce basically pretty close to this 200 MA, and you're not going to break it. I've seen it happen so many times that I have strong faith it's not going to. But I have also been through it so much, so I have faith in it. You'll learn from me, but you won't have the faith I have in the same thing you've learned, so you may not do the same thing. Discipline cannot be taught. It must be practiced. Everybody, Master Friend is an amazing person in my group, and he really teaches discipline. He reiterates everything that I teach and solidifies that discipline is the answer every single time. We can teach you the sauce. You can know everything I know, but if you're not disciplined, you will botch it, mess it up, and it's just not going to work for you. You're going to be confused. How come it's not smooth? How come I'm not hitting? And we're going to explain it's because you're just not using the proper discipline. So look, this is a beautiful flag here. And, it may come back down to the trend line and go low, but the idea is it's not going to go below the 200-day moving average. You see? This is the sauce right here. And look, I'm always using the long position every time to find out what my risk is. You know what's crazy is the one thing anyone can control on a trade is what you're willing to lose, and people don't control that. Like you can't control where the market's going to go. You can't control a lot of stuff. The one thing you can control is what you're going to lose on this trade. Like today, I can control what this trade can win or lose. You see? And it's funny, people don't control that. So think about it. Trading, there is a lot of ins and outs. There's a lot of things that go back and forth. 108.332. And then I'm going to be looking for that stop loss at about 107.197. Hey, rub the pocket square for good luck. Go there. You don't need good luck when you show up every day. You understand? Luck is for people that don't show up every day. Luck doesn't exist. People call me lucky. Look how lucky his channel got big. Oh, he's one of the lucky guys that his YouTube channel actually made it. I tried YouTube as long as he did. Never happened for me. He must be lucky. I don't know. Maybe I studied so hard that I made sure people won when they watched me. Maybe I backtested for years to the point of control. Maybe I didn't come out to YouTube till I had 15 years of knowledge. So when people heard me, I wasn't just, tripping over my feet. I'm just saying, it's great to begin stuff. I see a lot of beginning traders, but you're not going to get the traction I have because you don't have the years of trading I have. So don't compare yourself to me. I see a lot of people that say, I stream like you did. No one watched me. How come you're getting, you're so lucky? Luck does not exist. I showed up more than everybody else in the entire industry. Hands down. Everyone can say that. There's not one person in the industry that doesn't say, that guy works harder than me. Let's go. We set the standard for work ethic in the crypto industry. Don't you understand that? We set the standard. That's it. It's 7 days a week or you're out. That's it. You know what I mean? No excuses. Grind until you grind, until you grind, until you grind. I love this statement too. I worked super hard, did everything I could, got no results. I worked so hard, did everything I could, got bad results. I worked so hard, did everything I could, got good results. It doesn't matter. You got to wake up tomorrow and do everything you could, everything you had. You see what I'm saying? And eventually you're going to get good results. Eventually. It's going to happen to you. Just keep pushing. Don't stop. Don't you get it? It's a mathematical equation that you will win if you stay consistent. I figured it out one day. I listened to Jim Rohn. I listened to the greats. I listened to the information he was feeding me from the great Egyptians, the Greek philosophers. Stand on the shoulders of giants, Jim Rohn always says, because you're getting knowledge from people thousands of years ago. When you listen to someone that studies, you're listening to someone else that studies. So listen, Jim Rohn was a studied, beautiful individual who really wanted to learn. So when he went into the internet, when he went into the library, he got the juice. Other people went in and learned gardening and other things. It's fine. But he got the consciousness juice, how to extrapolate wealth from the mind. That's what he learned. He was taking the information from famous Greek philosophers in history. See? And so when he read someone, he was reading someone that did what he was doing, that read the other. And I'm listening to him. So now I'm the modern day Jim Rohn for you. Understand? And you will be for them when I pass. Whoever's here that's 20 because I'm 42. When I'm 80, you'll be 60. And there's someone here in their 50, and there's teenagers here on the channel. So I just want to make you understand this idea here, that this is what this channel is about. We're teaching technical analysis, but it's about making it happen for everybody in the world. All right. Damn, so now they're going to kind of creep back the bigger longs here. Let's see what happens. And again, I'm trading the 1 hour time frame. I didn't get in yet. You see that curve? It didn't suit me right. We needed to bounce there and make a nice pennant. We didn't make the pennant. Now it's going to be a head and shoulders. Seems like they may be kind of hunting. I'd stay off the small time frames just for now until they settle themselves here. As long as the 1 minute stays above the 200, we're going to have a productive day for the bulls. If we go back below the 200 MA here on the 1 minute time frame, it spells like we may have a tough day. All right? Shout out to anyone that jumps into weeks. We greatly appreciate all my weeks peoples. We love you. We thank you. Great customer service over at Weeks. Anytime I have any problems, it gets solved immediately. They talk to someone. Again, nothing's perfect, but they've been very, very attentive to me and my students. 107,390 for Bitcoin. So right off the bat, if you took the long with me this morning, you're up. It's now up to you to put the stop loss to break even, take profit, or ride it out where you're going to ride it out and sit with what you're willing to lose. So I gave you the beautiful entry. Prices popped since then. There's nothing more I can do, but we're going to watch price action. Let's break down our top-down analysis for Bitcoin. You know, I'm really going to jump in on this. I'm going to take it now here. It's going to be, what, 171 for 273. Not bad. I like that. That's a decent trade, right? I just want to make sure the numbers are correct, and then I'm going to enter this. It's going to be separate because you can do isolated trades here. Isolated, separated. So your trades could be separate. See this separated? It separates all the trades. I really, really like it. It's super awesome. And, yeah. I don't even need the chart. I got the chart, right? So there we go. We're going to use about $5,000 in margin on the trade. Place me. Ordered successful. There you go. Did it adjust? No. And now we're bouncing too nicely back to the top of the channel. And I'll refresh here. I'll keep this on the next window. I'll have it up for you in a second. On a travel laptop, but I did get a new computer. We're working on loading that up, but everything's running still pretty smooth. All right. So we were looking at BTC and the Tech 100. Okay. We got the Ethereum trade starting to rip now. We're up 237, the king of 5%. I'm showing you how to make these gains every single day. Imagine a nice $200 today. An extra $200 would be absolutely beautiful, right? Who wouldn't want an extra $200? Now look at Bitcoin. On my 1 minute chart here. Look at this. Oh, it ripped on me. Look. It's like I nailed the call too a minute ago. Hold on 1 second here. It's ripping. Swing my limit order into position here, please. Look at that beautiful double bottom. Bitcoin about to rip to about 107,800 as far as I'm concerned. And we're getting a payday here on multiple ways. So now we got 170 on Bitcoin. We got 250 on Ethereum. We called the reversal for you when everyone is bearish, freaking out. I could see there was going to be a move here. I could see it. It's funny, I watch people in my trading group that kind of running around. They say 1,000 things. They're back and forth. And I'm like, I want to say something, but I'm like, they'll figure it out with me over time. I'm not going to force my knowledge on them. You know, I got to teach you guys. I read the chat, and then I'll see, like, people are confused. Like, they're not sure where price is going. And I'm like, but I just explained to you where price is going. Like, what do you guys, like, what's so confusing about it? Like, I just find it so funny, right? Wow, we're getting a nice pump here for Bitcoin. Let's take a look at BOOKMAP. Link in the description to BOOKMAP, 107,005. I don't like how we're getting a lot of liquidity built up, though. That's not a good sign. This may be a pump up for a breakdown. A lot of liquidity down here needs to be taken away. We need to get this to move up. So people got to move their stop losses, take some profits. Don't be greedy, longs. If you guys take profits, your stop losses will be removed, and then they won't be able to hunt you. So by not being greedy, all right? You get what I'm saying? Man, and this thing is booming just like I said it was going to on the 1 minute time frame. It's flying. It's flying. Bitcoin doing damage, 107,560. Wow. So the scalp there and the Tech 100 likely getting a bit of a scalp too, right? So let me slow down. I want to enter my, like I was like, what am I doing? I want to enter the tech trade. I want to pop out the chat, number one, which I have. I want to see how you people are doing. We're ripping today, 107,640 for Bitcoin, getting the pump to the upside. Loving it. Loving it. The scalp on Ethereum ripping. Both ETH trades doing damage if you took them in the group. I mean, what else can I do but show you how to make money every single day here in this? Look at this, man. We're doing damage to the upside, baby, to the upside. Can't wait to get those stops to break even. I get an auto at 83 on 3x leverage with 820. Any tip for me? I don't know, man. I'll look at the charts. I'm not going to tell you what to do with your money. I'm not a financial advisor. Yeah, whatever you're doing, I don't know. I really can't tell you what to do, man. It's not on me, but I'll look at the charts and we can break down levels and ideas and things that I'm seeing on the technical analysis side of things, for sure. But don't be fishing for what to do with your trade. You got to figure that out. If I did it for you every time, you wouldn't know what to do when it's time. It's like if I flew the plane for you and then you had to land, you wouldn't know how to land the plane. You got to be able to land the plane yourself. I'm just a co-pilot. I'm sitting next to you in case, you know, I can't even take it out, you know, I can't even do in case, you know. And look at this week's trade here, booming to the upside, banging. Like that thing is ripping now, doing Damage cheese. And again, that's my strategy. Just jump into a flag when you're above the 200 and the 21 touches. It doesn't have to be this hard, folks. I don't know why anyone does anything different. I show it every single day. But again, you know what? Shh. We don't want everyone to be able to print from their home like we do. We print money almost every single day here on this channel. Follow me at CryptoLifer33 on Twitter. I'd greatly appreciate it. We have really stepped the game up. We're giving you all sorts of awesomeness, articles, polls, ideas. And again, here's the beautiful BitTheNext campaign. Here's a challenge that actually rewards your grind starting June 11th to July 7th. This is an official volume challenge. All right, and it's not a meme contest. It's a real trading, real rewards, okay? And there's rewards, if we get it, the top trend traders will split the pot, okay? So in the higher the volume we get, it'll be 40,000 plus vacations and whale-only event tickets, business vacations and stuff, all sorts of cool stuff. So check it out. If we raise that volume, we get the futures going. And again, we raise the volume by not losing our money, right? If you lose your money, your volume's done. So we chip away, we trade the right. Look, today we did support or resistance, right? All we did was what we were supposed to do. Nothing different. I didn't reinvent the wheel today. I didn't do a bunch of craziness. You see what I'm saying? Sign up to BitTheNext today, too. It has the greatest interface I've ever seen. It's so clean. It's so neat. Look, stop loss to break even now. Stop loss is now a break even. Look how easily I brought the stop loss to break even. Raise that, take profit. And this was just a scalp. I was just scalping the cross of the 200 MA here on the 1 minute. I do this every day, and I teach you how to use one indicator on one time frame. People still want to reinvent the wheel. It's all good. I always pray that one day, somehow, some way, my students will come back and say, you know what, Sam, I'm going to do it the right way now after 5 years of doing it my way. I'm like, okay, I'll be there waiting for you with a pile of cash. I'm sorry, man. I love y'all. Thank you for being here. God bless everybody here on the live. Feeling good, feeling all right? Good vibes today. We got good people. Why not? 1,700 beautiful souls here on the live. Let's get the likes up to the watchers. Only 346 people decided to hit that like button. I'm so grateful for that. Thank you, dear Lord, for everyone that did hit that like button. Did you push yourself to the limit today? Did you go after your dreams today? Are you setting yourself up for success, or are you hanging out with people that do the same thing over and over again? Hey, I'd rather be alone than hang out with people that are taking my energy and not helping me get to where I need to be in life. It's up to you. This world is up to you. Let's do our top-down analysis for Bitcoin. The flag did rip to the upside. All I need is that. I can make a day's pay on that 5-minute movement on the 1 minute right there and be done with it. Look at the inverted head and shoulder that broke to the upside. I teach this stuff every single day. The measured move was the length of the neckline to the head. Bang. That's also got cup and handle status. They saw the shoulder, they had the right shoulder, they shorted, they got flattened. Understand? There was a bullish divergence here too. This was a slight one right here. This is a very sharp decline. And you can see we kind of flattened out here on the RSI. And then divergence. You'll play with divergence. It doesn't have to be traditional. This line keeps going. This line keeps going. They will intersect somewhere down in here. If the lines will divide each other, that's divergence. Understand? That's the key. Everyone tells you it's opposite angles, but it's really about divergence. It's about, are they diverging? Sorry, let me put this thing over here so you can see the value there. Very important. I always move that into position. Let me make sure I have it on both charts. Yes, yes. And more yeses. Wow. So I gave you the ETH trade. It's up to you to take profits. You do whatever you want now. Okay? I can't force it on you. You do whatever makes you happy. We're going to scalp that Bitcoin move. So let's take a look here on the weekly for Bitcoin and break down our top-down analysis. I'm going to delete all the indicators. Double-click the screen so I only see price action. Even get rid of the tickers here. I don't really need to see it at the present moment in time. I guess I'll leave it up for you guys so you can see the price of Bitcoin. All right? Don't want to be rude. Some crazy news, too. You know. So we have this beautiful support of resistance here, and now we have beautiful support at 104,005. I mean, Bitcoin's found a new bottom. It's decided that 100K is no more the bottom. It's going to be 104,000. Now, I'm open-minded. Anything could happen here. We're a little far away from the 21, but the way it's starting to move with price, I like it. Starting to suggest that we're probably going to make some type of consolidation. If we do 5 to 6 weeks of consolidation through the summer when it's supposed to be nasty, then we get into the rate cuts in September, October. It's building up for a story here. $144,000 Bitcoin. 144, remember? The 12 tribes. Let's see. 144. But look, can the weekly close green today? And then we'll have a red week next week. And we'll dump back down from 110 to 106. Then we'll bump back up. And we'll just kind of consolidate here. This would be absolutely lovely for a massive move here for Bitcoin. And it's starting to look as such. Now, we could have a bearish moment. There is some bearish divergence. What if we get a dump? I'm open-minded to that too. And I've even had a Fibonacci pull from this wick. Right there. See that wick right there? And I see a 618 Fibonacci retracement. If I go to the bigger wick, that would be pretty deep, somewhere back to $89,000. But the way we see nation states peaking up to Bitcoin, people kind of getting in, governments now, almost every state in the United States deciding that it's time to get into BTC. All this stuff, for me, I feel like 100K is the new bottom. I could be wrong. I just said I feel, and what I feel doesn't matter. What I believe, feel, and think has no basis points for trading. It's the probabilities that I've backtested over years. What probabilities do you got? Show me the charts. Show me something you put some time into. Don't just talk and run your mouth. I see a lot of people run their mouth. Come on. Show me the charts and I'll show you the news. Give me the data. Let me see how long you've been doing this. I will chew through your strategy because I have a tried and true strategy and I know what I'm doing. I will see if you got something cooking. I'll give you respect if you do, but I'll chew it up if you don't. And I'll know, man, real recognizes real. I will see if you got something to prove. So look, can we come back down here to 99? It's possible. I'm looking more like the sideways price action is more likely. And we're not going to get the pullback. Today was a nice little no. You know, they were trying to bring it down to a falling wedge. Had this gone more red like it was today, see, this was red. It started to turn. This would have been a dumpage. Today, they're turning the tides. The weekly candle staying strong on the green. Let's move to that 5-day. 5-day still has the bearish, close, which to me, you got to respect. And it looks more like we're going to make some type of pattern. Some type of consolidation. Remember, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 35 days. Looks like about a month of consolidation. Basically July 4th is when the next big pump seems to be coming. And we had a full moon last night. I believe it was the strawberry moon. Am I right? Where the strawberries begin to really, push. And we can harvest them later on. But man, I got strawberries growing. I got boysenberries. I got mulberries. I got blueberries. I think I even got raspberries. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here, sharing your most precious asset with me, and that is your time. Welcome to the Crypto Lifer Show. If you're just jumping on in, my name is Sam Price. I started trading a while back when I was about 22 years old. I'm 42 now. And now I'm here live showing you how to trade, teaching you guys the ups and downs of trading. Here's the 3-day chart. It does show a tweezer top right now, which would tell me that we may get a move back down. But this is a flag that broke out. The flag has a measured move. It has a giant measured move. We'll take the first one. It tells us we'll probably go to 119, 120K, right? 120,000. That's going to be our next big high. It makes sense. Flips this upside down. It does look like a bullish divergence that bounces back to the upside, right? Uh-oh. Or does it look more... Yeah, honestly, I got to say, if we saw this, doesn't it look more bearish? I told you Bitcoin was going to dump, so Bitcoin's looking absolutely horrible. Look at that. Oh, my God. So be careful. It looks like the bears are in control here. Going to get a nasty dump for Bitcoin. Wait, what? Oh, wait. The chart was upside down? Bitcoin's bullish? Wait, what's going on? That's what I'm talking about, and that's why you flip the charts upside down. I mean, who wouldn't short that? That looks horrible. It's got that descending triangle vibe, right? It just looks bad. It looks nasty. Looks like it's going to just roll over. It's below the 200 MA. That's what the bear market status. Moving averages are still pretty good. They could continue to go down. So, yeah, I mean, it doesn't look amazing for BTC there. But I'm upside down, everyone. It looks absolutely wonderful for Bitcoin. Looks like we could get all the way to the upside here and do some damage. So let's get, I just wanted to kind of change your perspective here and keep you thinking and on your toes. Ethereum trade still doing damage. Everything good. Just want to keep you up to speed here. We're ripping. No worries. Up 5%, 250. The highest we've been in the trade. The 1 hour looks like it's got legs. The Stokes were curving. We had support or resistance. I got in right there with my stop, right at that wick. There was nothing else I had to do. Ripping Bitcoin, Ethereum, the markets showing signs of life. Both trades doing damage for ETH. I don't trade ETH all the time. I'm loving it. I exchanged my attention for the NASDAQ to Ethereum. Figured it would make more money, and it did. 107.7 for Bitcoin. So let's get rid of this line. We don't need it. And just the stuff I was drawing there. But, I just want to kind of get you involved, get you excited, get you to see the big picture. Every single day, too. Not just once a week like I do on the macro. Every single day, we got to look at the big picture. We got to figure out what's happening. We got to push ourselves. We got to see we don't get caught up in the 1 minute. I love trading it, but you don't get caught up in it. You got to be able to zoom out and see what's happening. Shout out to Mario, my man. Shout out to Mindy. If you're out there, I love you. I miss both of you greatly. You're my peoples. You became my brother, my sister. If you're out there listening, I love you both, and I miss you both a lot, man. My Florida peoples. It's not the same without my Florida peoples, I got to be honest, but I am in a beautiful place, so, hey, yesterday we went to the beach, overlooked the water, the cliffs of Aquina, which are unbelievable. The Aquina Cliffs. You ever seen the Aquina Cliffs? I mean, they're just breathtaking. Absolutely breathtaking. I was out there yesterday looking over the Aquina Cliffs, and it was just unbelievable. Like, this is what it looked like. It's gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Yeah. Actually, there's more colors in it. When I saw it, it was all orange and yellows and reds. Yeah. Kind of more like this look today here. Yeah, with the colors going through it. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. Anyway, sorry. Nature. I love nature. I love beauty. I always have to take a moment to talk about nature and beauty, and I'm getting back to the charts. I'm sorry, but I'm high frequency. I'm not going to not talk about nature and beauty. So the 3-day chart with that nice wick to the upside looks like we could flip green. It closes in 2 days and 10 hours, so we just closed this candle here. Can we defy the wick? I don't want to see tweezer top. The fact that we got some tweezer bottoming, pushing to the upside, suggests that this may continue to rip. Wouldn't be surprised if this 3-day chart makes this continuing move. Just kind of chugs along till it hits the target. 120, 122,000 for Bitcoin. I'll look at the daily chart. Let's break down what I see happening on the daily. Remember, I expected a pullback earlier than this. We got the shoulder, the head. I expected a little right shoulder here, right? We played this huge move. We got it. We made massive gains. because I used the small time frames to propel me, and then we kept moving, and I basically let the charts tell me what to do. When we get above the 1 minute 200 MA, I start to long. Then we'll get above the 5, and then the whole day could continue, and I might catch the biggest move of the day. See, I just catch the wave. I don't know how big the wave is going to be, but I know how to catch the beginning of every wave. The beginning of every wave starts with the 1 minute 200. So if you start almost every single day with the 1 minute 200, and you go from there, the odds are you're going to catch the first, you'll catch the beginning of the biggest wave that day. So nobody understands this. It took me years to figure out the science and the math. Now I'm giving it to you. You don't even know what you're doing when you're doing it with me. But eventually one day you'll be like, oh my goodness. So now we're here on the daily time frame, right? And we're touching the 21-day moving average, which is beautiful. We pumped up really far away from the 21. That had me a little stressed. You don't want to be that far away from the 21-day moving average. You got this trend line. And you got to say, and I've seen these types of patterns break out before, especially when you're very bullish. I always remember Matic doing something like this. And you got this wedge. Now, it may come a little lower. That would make more sense, right? But right now, we seem to be getting this bounce. 107.5 is holding nicely. Bitcoin's consolidating around 107,700 right now. And I'm actually loving what I'm seeing. So let's move on to the 12 and the 22, my little sniper go-tos. Wow, look at that. The 12 hour is giving the bounce. And again, why? And I'll show you why and what I saw this morning. And now you're going to understand what I'm doing. If you come here every day, it's going to make more sense than if you just stop in once in a while. You got to be consistent with me to get the sauce. I can't force it on you, but there's only one way we can win together. And if you're as consistent as I am. If we're both consistent, I can get you somewhere in life. I can really change the whole thing for you. But if you only show up once in a while, I can only do so much. So look, this is what I'm looking for. You know me, and I trade the 200 moving average religiously. I got long here on the 4 hour, and I said, just put a stop on the other side. That's how we took that monster move. Then I played the flag yesterday, and I got stopped out, but I didn't get beat down because I said when the 15-minute will lose the 200 moving average, my whole thing is invalidated. And we lost the trend line. We were invalidated. No reason to take a loss here. No reason. You see? So now we look here at the 1 hour. And the 1 hour looks beautiful too, above the 200 moving average. So I saw the 1 hour and the 4 hour both wicking and getting a bounce back above the 200 moving averages. Very bullish sign for me. And then when I'm really, really strict on this line here, look, that's a breakout. That is a breakout of this trend. I mean, clear as day. So, falling wedges also break out 68% of the time. So I used the idea that the falling wedge would break out because that's what the percentage is. I used the stochastics because they were super low. The RSI had hit a low. Look at the last time the RSI was this low on the 1 hour. We had that massive dump right there. How many times have we crossed the dotted line that low? We were there. There we kind of came close, but we didn't get as low as this. So besides this point here, look at the last time the 1 hour got that low. Look at this. I can't find it. I'm looking at the RSI here. Right there was the last time it actually touched this yellow line. And that was in a nasty dump down to 93,000 when we collapsed all the way from 97 back to 93. So that's another cool way of looking at the charts. You can see where were you in the number scheme of the RSI. We went down to 30, down to 40, and I put a line there. And you can say, well, how many times have we been there? We've been there 3 times in the last 4 months. So that tells you that it takes a lot of sell pressure to make that happen, which now also common sense tells you, well, it's pretty likely we're going to reverse then, right? You see how I'm doing that? So you can figure things out just by juxtaposing positional strength on the RSI. It'll change the whole way you look at the market. And to me, that's common sense. It's not, you don't have to be good at technical analysis there. That's just someone who's able to reason. That's reasoning, right? Another cool thing that this looks, we're getting into the head, and I see the shoulder, in this right shoulder, and I wouldn't be surprised if we start to get a bigger move here. I would not be surprised if we get this. So I'm looking for the reversal. Another thing I'm going to talk about that I love to trade, and a lot of people traded it too as well, is we're going to draw the wick. And it's that 786 retracement right there. We basically wick to the 786. A beautiful spot for us to bounce. And let's remove the moving averages for a second to make this so clear. You've got to swing up. on price action, but you got to swing down on the RSI. That is hidden bullish divergence. Cool way you can do this too. You can right click this, hit the settings. Clear my vision, man. And you can hit colors define. You can see, and I always like black and white. I like that track, but just not for today. So what we're looking at here is same thing, hidden bullish divergence. RSI swinging down, price action swinging up. Stochastics is low. You're at a 786 or a 618 retracement in this area. I'll tell you right now, I've seen bounces off this exact. That's how we traded. Let me show you something. I extrapolate data from the small time frames to the big, from the big to the small. That's how I do it. And I'm going to teach you how to become so eclectically amazing. You're going to be able to pull things out of the market. You're going to be autodidactic. I'm going to make you unbelievable. Your trading style and your confidence is going to go through the roof when I'm done with you. You're going to be like, man, I can't believe I thought this was hard. You're going to be excited. Always use a stop loss. It could go the other way. Always. But look, I want to show you. Remember, I bought an $84,000 Bitcoin in front of the whole world. A whole Bitcoin now. And then I bought Bitcoin a lot in that area. 76, 72, 73, 81,000. I loaded up a boatload. And so what did I like? Well, I looked at like the weekly. And I saw hidden bullish divergence. I saw that the RSI was swinging down. Price action was swinging up. I saw that when we pulled the Fibonacci, we had come to the 618 golden pocket. If you pull it from that impulse, you can see that right there. I mean, beautiful move. And then the stochastics were low. That's exactly what I'm seeing here on the 4-hour time frame. It's the exact same setup. Low stochastics, hidden bullish divergence, at a 786 or 618 retracement. I trade this till I'm blue in the face. Like whenever I see that, I'm all in. Like I don't have to think about this stuff anymore. I do it on the big time frame, small time frames, 4-hour, weekly. It doesn't matter. Once you understand structure, that's how it works. This is where we live. So anyway, and I could be wrong. I got a stop loss in case a black swan event could happen right now that I never would have thought. We get hit by a meteor. I probably hope to God we don't. But you know what I'm saying? Anything is possible. The second you think you've got it locked in, you're not locked. You don't have it locked in at all. The second you say anything is possible, you're ready for anything. It's like being a pilot in space, man. You know exactly how it's going to happen. No, you don't. All you can do is go from there. Let's go from there, you say, right? 100%. Look at here on this beautiful flag on weeks. So that initial trade did play out for you. We're up $250 on this BTC trade too, on this daily scalp. Scalping money every single day here. And I'm telling you, man, every time you're greedy, you're really gonna get hit for it. Honestly, trading's great. I just realized it. Say there's a young trader out there and he's learning life. He doesn't know his limits yet. He's young. Young people, right? We don't know how many things are going to come at us and how we're going to be able to deal with them all. Right? It's not easy in life. This I'll do 1 for 300, just a quick scalp. I got the other one going. You don't want to get too greedy. You never get too greedy. Every time I get greedy, I get slapped. So back to the story. So you got a young trader. He's starting, and let's just say he goes for I'm going to make the big trade today. He does great. He takes $100, turns it into $500. It takes him 2 weeks. $30 here, $40 here. He takes a couple losses. He wins. He keeps moving. Then one day he says, I'm going all in. I've got it. I know where price is going. It's going to do this, and I'm all set. I've got this. I'm going to put the whole 500 down, right? And then it gets banged out. And he learns that greed was the reason he lost. He's like, man, I was too greedy. Had I been a little more humble, I'd still have my account. But I decided I had to go for this, all the money. Like it had to be all of it. And he tells himself, wow, greed isn't the good thing. Now, 30 years from now, he may be in a situation that has nothing to do with trading. And he makes the right decision because he's not a greedy person. He may have learned some of that from trading. So he might have lost money on the trade, of course. But that's okay. He's learned a lot about who he is as a person. And that's really what it's all about, isn't it? In my humble opinion. So, yes. You know, I don't like the risk-reward ratio. I like the flag, though. It says I'd have to go for a bigger trade. And this is the 1 minute time frame. I traded I trade the 1 second and the 5 second. The 1 minute feels like the day. The daily to me. There's no stress here on the 1 minute at all. It's actually a very slow time frame. It's like boring. I'm like yawning over here. I'm just joking. I'm never yawning on my show. I love this show. You people are too awesome to yawn. I want the trade and I want it now. I want it. Wow, we're up 369. Matter of fact, I can start moving my stop loss up. I just realized that. Shave off the risk. Now we don't have to lose a lot of money. See, it's about losing less and gaining more each time you trade. That's on weeks too. I'm trading weeks, BitTNX, BTCC, and MEXC. I love them all for different reasonings. Wow, I love that I nailed this trade for y'all on Ethereum. I hope it continues to go throughout the day, all the way to the moon. We show up tomorrow night and we just bang it on them to the upside, up another couple of racks. So back to the top-down analysis. See how the weekly looks? So that's why I long the weekly. That's why I long the smaller time frame here on the 4 hour. So I'm looking for the reversal back to the upside, and you can see why. And you can understand my entire reasoning behind it. Then I'm looking for this to turn into an inverted head and shoulder. And break to the upside all the way to $116,000 BTC or more. So this is my story, Morning Glory. And I'm sticking to it, as my mom would say. Sam Price. Shout out to everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate each and every one of you for being here. May I get the likes up to the watchers? I would greatly appreciate it. Only 500 people on that like button. What is going on, my strong, loyal lifers? Hit that like button for me every single day. If you're not on 3 accounts, hit the like button. You're doing it wrong, people used to say. And I greatly appreciate the 520 people. That will come back to you 10,000 fold, man. All you have to do is hit that like button and it comes back to you. You don't have to open up your money in tip. You know what I mean? You're at a restaurant. You actually have to pull your wallet out of your pocket. That takes some energy. Here, you just click a like with the mouse. You get great karma for it. It comes back to you tenfold. Every time I do something for somebody else, it comes back to me tenfold. Can I tell you what I did yesterday for somebody? I don't want to tell everybody. It wasn't the biggest thing in the world, but it was cool. I'm in the store with my wife. All right? I'll tell the story in a little while. Who wants to hear the story, number one? Anyone want to hear the story? A random act of kindness. And it might inspire you to do something good for someone today. Let me know. Bitcoin doing damage to the upside here. 780. Getting the ripski to the upski. So if you just took the trade with the lifer, you're in the game. And look, I see a big move coming for Ethereum. This is a rising wedge. Rising wedges break out parabolically. This looks like it's about to pump. And pump hard all the way to my target. It's going to be a lovely, lovely gain. Let's go, baby. Ethereum to the upside, up 18% on the trade. Imagine being able to make 18%. You got to love these, right? The bull is cool. Imagine being able to make 18% gains off of a $25 move for Ethereum. Ethereum went up $25. We made 18%. Hit the QR code to get on in to that BitTNX campaign we're running, baby. We're running an awesome, not even a campaign, just a fun trading volume challenge where if we have the highest volume, we're going to hook you up. So there's more to be had. Number, you could just trade and have volume. Nobody cares. BitTNX is going to hook us up for trading and getting higher volume. I think that's awesome. Giving back to my community. I appreciate that, BitTNX. Thank you very much. Jump on it today. I do receive a commission if you trade with my link, and I greatly appreciate it. Tell it, brother. It's a life lesson. So yesterday I was at the store, and a lady was buying watermelon, chopped up in a little plastic container. And as she kind of brought it out of her cart, it hit the side of her cart, and it opened, and the watermelon fell on the floor, And I had this thought, like, she really wants watermelon. I said, when I'm at the store, man, and I get something, I get what I really like. Like, and I think about it before I get to the store. I'm like, oh, I can't wait to get home and eat that watermelon. I'm very visual, very imaginative. So when so I thought about it, and then she was older. They were, I'm like, they're not going to go get it. So I just out of nowhere decided to just start running. And I left my wife and I ran through the store. And I luckily took a left turn and I got to the watermelon, exactly what she had lost. And I ran right back as fast as I could. And I said, here it is. And no one paid attention. She was about to pay. And the lady's like, he got it for you. And she looks and she's like, you got it for me? And I was like, yeah, I got it for you. And it made me feel good. It made me feel good. And I thought about my mom, It made me feel like I like to help people, man. And, no one else had the thought she was going to leave without her watermelon. But, like, that's unfair, man. She should have her watermelon, And I guess she should have gotten, but she was older, So I ran, grabbed her watermelon. And, I feel good about it. And you're not supposed to tell everybody the story. No, I really had to run through the store at the speed of light. You're saying it's a lot of drama, but I did because, number one, I haven't been to the store in years, so I don't know it that well. I really don't. And she would have left because she didn't have that many items. If she had a lot of items, I would have had time. She was basically done. She had like one or two more items. Like there was literally a 30-second window for me to find that watermelon and get back to the cash register. You know what I mean? It was just like, it was almost impossible to do. Anyway, blessings on everybody out there. Thank you so much for the likes. I appreciate you. Yeah, kindness isn't words, it's actions, 100%. She'll remember that, and she'll be nice to somebody else. See? That'll spread all through. Trust me, guys. Sam likes to run. You're so funny, man. You remind me of myself. Love you, brother. Yeah. It doesn't cost 1 cent to care. 100%. I love that. It's free to be good to people, man. I posted your YouTube to my community. Thank you so much, man. God bless you. That's very nice. Lifer, the Peaky Blinder. Thank you for sharing, bro. Anytime. All right, let's get into the hot altcoins of the day. What I see happening, it's 11:10. And we're going to look at the super chats now and have some fun. We got Bitcoin locked and loaded so far, right? We got the direction of the day mainly nailed, hopefully. And it looks like we may make some gains today. So shout out to everybody here. And again, if you took a heavy loss, if you got liquidated, all you can do is shrug it off and keep moving today. There's nothing else you can do, right? So if you're sitting there sulking in your losses, you can't make any wins. You got to get into the present moment and let the past go. So Kai AI, Hyperliquid holding 42, and I told you that was one of my big, beautiful charts I gave to the whole trading group. I said this is likely what we're going to win with. Virtuals back to 209. Love seeing that up 20% in 7 days. Sky up 15%. We'll take a look at this Sky coin. Caspa really kind of lackluster right now. Sui. ONDO. Can you get back above a buck? ONDO at 85. Man, ONDO got slammed. Fetch at 75. One of my favorite coins. SEI. I still like SEI 19. I got Render. I got Chainlink. I got Near Protocol. I got a bag of something. And I never gave up. I never panicked, sold. No reason. Crypto market's too volatile. Got too much. There's too much reward on the other side of the pain. So I'll take all the pain they give me. Every time I've taken the pain, I've gotten a reward. I gave you SPX69. It's one of the bigger coins. Premier. Awesome. And honestly, if you look at it now, it ripped and then it hasn't even taken a dip yet. So I guess, I know it's high risk at this point, but I wouldn't be surprised if it goes on another tear here. And it heads to about $2.40. I don't own any of this coin, so it doesn't matter what happens to it. I don't. And I'd tell you if I did, I'd say, yeah, I own a bag. But I don't. I'd rather help a random homeless than two family members who are... Oh, wow, whoa. Hey, get rid of that negative energy. If they hurt you, move on. Don't listen to any nonsense that anybody has to say about that story, Sam. That was an awesome move. Good on you, brother. Yeah, trust me, man, I don't read anything but positive energy, man. I don't see the negative energy. I don't. I know when someone's coming. I keep a strap on me. Don't get me wrong. I don't walk around whistling Dixie like nothing can ever happen. But I don't give in to negativity, and I don't let it in. I shouldn't even mention it right now. God bless you, brother. I just read your tweet. Yeah, I love buying into pain. Why do you guys think I bought so much Bitcoin when the fear and greed index went to 10? And I kept saying, this is our time. We only have a chance. We are the little minnows. They're the big whales. We have to buy the fear. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not going to say you should be taking as financial advice, but we got to buy the fear, man. I am still big on render. Yeah, I am. Yeah, for sure. The Ethereum trade, 2768, still doing damage. I see another flag for a bigger move here to the upside. Everything kind of going our way here so far. Possible move there for the upside, too, on the NASDAQ. Like it's going to cross back to 22,000. Look at that huge bounce back to the upside, too. And again, if you look at the NASDAQ, we'll look at the NASDAQ. All you had to do was trade when it crossed I bet it crossed the 1 minute 200 moving average. I just had too many trades open on Ethereum and Bitcoin. And look, the 1 week. See how I just traded the 1 hour? Right there, you could have bought with a stop loss on the other side of that. You see what I'm saying? The trade that I gave a long time ago, on the weekly or the daily, it's still valid here. So you see, just like Bitcoin, it's making the inverted head and shoulder. It's the M2 money supply. You can see how this is forming. That is a massive breakout coming for the NASDAQ. Out of a rising wedge, it's about to go parabolic. This is the trade right here. You're in with a stop below 20,009 and you let it fly. There's a little bit of bearish div right now, though. I'll say that. So we might have to flatten out. But I'm still more bullish than bearish. Look at the 4 hour about to rip. We might get a blow up and then it will come back again and it'll find its way. But I do see a move coming today or tomorrow for the NASDAQ. Again, let's look at the 1 minute and show you how you could have traded it today. All you had to do is when the one candle closed above the NASDAQ on the one, it was buy it right there. And you'd be in massive gains right now. Had I seen it, I was trading Bitcoin. And then look, it made a shoulder ahead. Right shoulder with the wick. So they stopped everybody out that took the right shoulder. That's why I stopped playing this stuff below the 200 MA. So everyone got rocked there. Had you just traded what I teach you, you don't have to trade a gap. You don't have to know any of this stuff. You don't have to know time. You don't have to know anything. You really don't. All you have to know is the yellow line on the 1 minute. That's it. And you can print from your house. That was the greatest entry today. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 candles in a row. You had 6-7 minutes to make it happen. All right. What do you think about XRP? I love XRP. I got a bag at 16 cents. My wife's got XRP. Yeah, together we have a pretty big bag of XRP. It was trending hard last night on Twitter, or this morning actually, the RL US Ledger, because you could see, why do you think they're creating that stablecoin bill with the Senate today? A lot of big news coming. Let's talk about the news here today. That's just, and not because it's affecting the market so much. It is bullish though. A lot of bullish news in the market today. And I posted to my trading group. They are privy to all the stuff that I see happening. So let me show you right now about the news. We have like a news section that I post all the time, so it doesn't get involved with the charts. I used to kind of have it with the charts. My Jim Rohn stuff, anything that I'm kind of going over. So like Binance US, all right, pleased to announce giving you back your USD. Never should have taken it. I wanted to talk about this today. If you give someone a fish, they eat for a day. If you teach someone to fish, they can feed themselves until the water is contaminated or the shoreline is seized for development. If you teach someone to think critically and be politically conscious, then whatever they challenge, they can organize with their peers and stand up for their interests. I don't know, it's kind of funny. I'm like, organize. It's well, I didn't realize how woke that was. The last part, but honestly, about being consciousness. I don't know about being political. I just being conscious. I'll take the political consciousness out of there, right? But trending on Twitter today was XRLUSD, and the Senate votes to advance the Genius Act crypto stablecoin bill, because that's going to help roll RLUSD through the back end of the banking system. The setup is here, man. They're getting it ready. Brad Garlinghouse oiled the wheels. He got himself next to Trump. They worked their way into the right. They showed that they were, and again, didn't you see how this helped? When Gary Gensler went after Brad Garlinghouse, and then they did all the stuff they did to Trump, they brought Brad Garlinghouse and Trump together already. They created the XRP marriage. Don't you understand? Because Trump's like, yeah, they went after you like they went after me. Hey, let's come together and make something happen. Let's win big over here. So, and again, when you rip like this, that's a beautiful place to take some profit. You're starting to make some bearish divergence, and what will happen is the 1 minute will come back to the 200-day moving average. Very likely. Is this a bigger pullback in all markets? A little bit here. Looks like Bitcoin's getting a little pullback as well as the NASDAQ. You can see how they're all connected right now. Everything completely connected. Bitcoin, 107,460. And I told you, it's a little sketchy down here with all this liquidity at $106,000. So let's see what I got brewing here and what I got to be doing. Ooh, just lost half the trade pretty fast. And again, could it be a shoulder, head right shoulder? There is resistance right here that we're hitting. What I look for is like what's happening. We got extended on the 1 minute. On the 2 minute too as well. I mean, a massive bearish div right there. You can see we had a run up and then it starts to kind of come on down. So it looked like we could get that beautiful, beautiful rising wedge to the upside. Because I get to move my stop loss now below the 200, I'm going to put it right there. Now I can't lose any money in this trade. I'm going to protect the purse, you see? Same thing here. I can't lose any money in this trade. Both trades, I protected the position. All right, no willy-nilly stuff here. It's not how we're doing it. Shout out to Dana Ernst. Wants me to look at MOONPIG. Yeah. I think I've seen James Wynn showing it, though, which is kind of weird to me. Anyway, it is what it is, right? People do what they do. People do what they does when they does it. Bitcoin holding 107.5 nicely. And that's the key area you're going to want to see us really stay on. They just challenge it. So they challenge it. They tried to sell off the bulls here. But Bitcoin kind of with flying colors shrugged it right off. Want to see it hold 107.5 and continue this bigger bounce. Bitcoin trade still in position too as well. Okay. Up 4%. We didn't get the breakout of that secondary flag just yet, though. Okay. All right. So just to slow down, we're looking for the 1 hour and the 4 hour to bounce. I'd stay off the smaller time frames today. I'm scalping here and there. I get it. I guess I'm on the smaller time frames. But if you're not a pro and you don't really know what you're doing, you're not an efficient scalper, I would stay off the smaller time frames. They're going to get you emotional. You're likely going to get rocked and wrecked. All right. You got to have a plan and know exactly what you're doing. Now, the bigger time frames are they're in good shape today because you got the support and resistance flip. The resistance almost got there too. Right there, you had some chop. Bounce, bounce, bounce. It's the key level. So you got to basically assume you're going to get a bounce here. And you're oversold in the stochastics with the hidden bullish divergence. If you're just jumping on in, I'm calling along for Bitcoin throughout the day. We show up tonight and tonight we have the weekly screen share, right? So don't forget about that too as well. We're going to go over my entire portfolio, show you what I bought and sold. So what happened, I just added more Bitcoin. That's it. I swung trade hyper liquid. I'm still in a TAI trade. There's, not too much craziness. And I've got my bags and bags and bags of altcoins that I've never given up on. From Caspa to ONDO and all the way through. All right. My Solana bag that's $150,000 and more. So, right. So that's what I see happening for BTC. In these crucial times for Bitcoin and the cryptocurrency space. I'm going to jump on in now into the super chats. Wait, one thing I want to look at is Bitcoin dominance. Is Bitcoin dominance rising back up? Or is it going to give it away? And you know what I like here? I like this. Alt season is beginning to brew. People are starting to put their money into Ethereum and altcoins. They're starting to say, hey, to me, that's a bear flag. I see Bitcoin dominance about to collapse. Altcoins about to go crazy. You heard it here first on the channel. Oversold, overbought. Altcoins about to go crazy. I believe this is your last chance, and I never do this. I don't like to be a cheerleader like this, but I believe these are one of your last chances to buy altcoins at these prices before they absolutely rip to the upside. Again, you do whatever makes you happy. This is what the charts are conveying. I've been waiting for these signs for a long time. I'm telling you the charts. I'm not just running my mouth. I'm showing you what the charts convey. I'm teaching you what I see happening every single day here. Man. Yeah, AOIZ is a beautiful coin. That is D-Pin, number one D-Pin coin. Might actually grab a little bit of that right now. Honestly, you're spot on with that statement. Shout out to Mark Merrim. The guy knows what he's talking about. Anyone who held on to their alts deserves alt season. That was not fun so far. It's been tight. But you got to have conviction in what you buy. It's been fun because you know what? They're going to call us lucky when we make millions in this next season. They're going to call us lucky. Sorry, Sam, I said that yesterday. You're funny. Yeah, you grow, I grow. Funny. I've never seen Bitcoin dominance and Tether dominance collapsing together. So everyone else has told you this is your last chance. I haven't been saying that. I say at DCA, I'm not sure what's going to happen. The probabilities are pretty high now. And now let's take a look at Tether dominance. Very important we take a look at Tether dominance almost every day now. And we got to make sure we're in the same type of bear flag here. So it did the same thing. They're looking identical. Both got the rising wedge status. Both have dumped, but they're coming back to support. So I like what I'm seeing here. Okay? I like what I'm seeing here. And to me, look, SR flipping this area of contention. We had a bounce right there. We did slip up, but we had multiple bounces there, rejection. And honestly, it looks like a head and shoulder pattern, doesn't it? Tether dominance to collapse for alt season. Bitcoin dominance to collapse with Tether dominance. Let's go. Why would you hold on to altcoins? I mean, why would you hold on to stables? Tether looks like it's about to collapse to the downside. Who are the savvy? No one cares about no one. Stay true to yourself as you do and keep to what you do, sir. Yeah, I don't know. Even though, yeah. He says, I'm just going to hold. If it pumps, I'm happy. If it dumps, I buy some more. Amen. Amen. So we're starting to see what could be the beginnings of alt season. This is how it starts to look. And I'm going to give you some trending coins today. Tonight, I go over token metrics. You're going to get all this awesome information. You get it flash right now. You're so lucky. People pay for this stuff. Kita, one of the strongest coins of the game, keeps coming up there in Hyperliquid. Right now, we got Aura, Farcoin, Home, and Sui, which are trending. You might not even know what Aura is. Or Home. Let's take a look at all three and find out what's happening to Home. Home for Wrapped ETH, and it's on Aerodrome. $93 million market cap. This coin had some buzz here. Remember some people in the shady cabal talking about. I'm so happy those dudes got disgraced. Aura is cabal owned, yeah, right? I'm really happy they got called out, man. It's funny, they try to come through this. Whatever, man. I'm watching all the time, man. They try to come back into the space and act legit again. It's like, come on, guys. You had to leave for months. Now you want to come back and tweet again. And you know who I'm talking about. And anyway, God bless everybody. But, I'm like Jon Snow on the wall, man. I'm here every single day. Of course, I'm going to get a little ticked off when I see people play with our space in a way that's not cool. Not cool at all, right? Nah, I'm not with it. But anyway, it's all good. God takes care of all, right? I just have to keep doing the right thing. Can it slap the 1 minute? Wow, Bitcoin pounding to the downside now. Everything going backwards. Tough days of trading. Ethereum holding pretty nicely, though, at 27.59. Not too bad. Oh, no, 27.52 now, though, on the trade. Was that just a lackluster little pump? I'm still in. Now we got to bounce off that 200 and save the day. So they basically took it all back. And that's why you don't go too hard for no reason. That's why you always have a stop in place no matter what. All right? What a crazy day, man. And that's see how I move my stop loss to break even as soon as possible. Yeah, thank you. I had a stop loss on that trade, 100%. See? I'm moving my stop to break even. Watching me get stopped out of break even is as smooth as me winning, man. It's like, wow, that guy's on point. Because nobody does the right thing anymore. So when you do even slightly the right thing, it's awesome. I know nothing but the fact about ignorance and hubris. And my P&L not bouncing. And I'm all screenshots. But no stacks. You're funny. Shout out to PM. You're funny, man. Dump until FOMO. Apparently a lot of liquidations below. There is. When I look here, look. BOOKMAP has 100. I told you, there's 106,000 right here, 105.60. The biggest area is lower than us, but that doesn't mean it, for sure. I'm telling you, we're above the 200 MA on the 1 hour and the 4 hour time frame. That's a very bullish sign. Good chance that we stay bullish. I backtested it for years. It doesn't look good. It's always going to be back and forth, but I'm just showing you something that you may never have paid attention to before. All right. Say hello to Pinky Blinders, Sammy Cup and Handy over here. Exactly. Wow, look, they just got the stop hunt right there. Look, bing. And again, I'm really thinking, I'm talking about the bigger time frames today. Making sure you're trading bigger time frames. The 1 hour on Bitcoin to me is the one. They're playing games with the smaller time frames right now. Do you think MOODENG's in a large flag on the 3-month chart? MOODENG. Let's take a look at MOODENG and what he's asking about here. MOODENG. Oh, he's itching his little chin. So funny, man. I look at the 1 month chart. You said the 3-month chart. I don't know about it. Doesn't have 3 months. On 3 months? I don't know what that means. I don't know what you're saying. Yeah, May, June, July. Yeah, I see what you're saying. I get it now. Yeah, I mean, it isn't a large flag on a 3-month flag. Kind of has an Adam and Eve there. Yes, it does have a long 3-month long flag. These things take forever now, though. It takes like 4 months to make your real gain now. You have to have patience. You have to have real patience. Bitcoin at 107,000. Let's take a look here at what's happening to BTC. It was all looking gravy. Looked like we could move on to altcoins, but no. Back into drag. Because if Bitcoin's back and forth, then altcoins are sketch. Bitcoin's holding nicely at 1.7. I see a bounce today on the 1 hour time frame, man. I'm not. You guys are flip-flopping and emotional. Stay strong, man. Stick to your plan. My plan is that's hidden bullish. This is 90% chance you're going to the upside today. I'm not even like, yeah, I'm all set. I'm trading the 1 hour on Bitcoin. That's it. Now, my ETH trade's out. And again, I don't trade Ethereum that many times anyway. We probably get the bounce on ETH and the trade could go well. I'll find a better entry or someplace during while I'm with the group. And we'll find a way to win together. NQ seem to be rolling over on that one. You just want to make sure now it stays above the 200 moving average and starts to consolidate. If it starts to slump and break this down, then you have to find out where the bottom is in support of resistance. I'll break it down for you in a second. So we got Bitcoin. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ on the big picture here. Anyone tell me why on the NASDAQ futures I have this like these blue lines now that I didn't have before? Must be something I turned on. E-mini. The E-mini. See these blue lines? Like, what is that? It's not volume. It's not. I'm still, see, look what I see happening. I see a monster move for the NASDAQ. Oh, I deleted all my old work. Hold on, I want to do that, right? Yeah, here. Because that was what I put out for the week, right? Should still be, yeah. This is still a trade here. I see the NASDAQ ripping. And I'm sticking to it on the 4-hour time frame. Yeah. Like, that's a huge trade right there for the NASDAQ. 10-to-1 risk-reward ratio, too, if it gets to the bigger target. Right? Market close and opens. Blue lines are where you are showing the after hours. Thank you for saying that. Appreciate that. It's kind of annoying. I didn't see it for years. They added it, I guess. Super chats, ONDO and MOONPIG. Let's take a look at MOONPIG and see what's happening. I am bullish on the NASDAQ. Clear as day on the 4-hour time frame. I'm not going to, like, even... That's the thing. There are times... Look at this right here. I had two thoughts at once. I couldn't figure out which one to say. There are times where... I'm going to give you exactly, like, the call is a call. Like, I'll be open-minded, but man, when the probability is one way, I got to call it out. Like, that's high probability to the upside. You do what makes you happy, but, like, it is what it is. See, I just trade the information. People think I'm coming up with my own thought process. No, I'm just trading exactly what I see happening in the charts. That's it. That's it. I just watched the chart so much. That's an Adam and Eve double bottom. I'd like to see MOONPIG head back up to 0.7 cents. From 2 cents. Looks like it may have bottomed down there at about 1.5. I don't know enough about it. It was a quick meme that did some rippage in May. And then who knows, right? At the time, I wasn't going to be too speculative, right? Right-click on the blue and in the settings, turn color down on the electronic trading hours background in the symbols. God bless Master Friend. Hey, Lifer, can you look at the Woo network? Oh, wow, Woo, it's been a long time. The Woo is back. Yeah, Woo is back. Let's take a look. Yeah, those blue lines are annoying, man. So he says right-click on the blue, yeah, so... And turn the color down on the electronic trading. There's trading. Buyers sell. Extended price line for extend price line, no. Sam, click Alt-Shift-E. Really? Thank you very much, dude. How did you do that fast? Yo, you're the man, dude. Like, yo, whoever just got me on that. Look at Alt-Shift-E, and I was out in a second. This dude's the man, dude. See, there's a faster way to... Yo, man, God bless that guy. Yeah, James wins a MOONPIGger. He's MOONPIGging. Yeah. God bless you, Master Friend. Thank you. Amazing. Yeah, that was getting annoying for me. I didn't like seeing that anymore. Excellent. Thank you so much for Teacher B. So, look, above the 200 moving average, touching the 21. That's my model. Understand? That plays out way more than it doesn't. We should long this on the 4-hour time frame. Bang, right? So I'm going to take that long on the nasty Nas. Look, the 4 hours already done ripping. Kind of already, you're buying like, I don't like to buy a green candle like that. All right, so I'll wait for the 1 hour to flag out here a little bit. That's what I want to see. Let the 1 hour flag out. It might just break out. I might miss out, though. You never know. Bitcoin, 107,280. We want to see this disappear. Take your profits on these longs so that your stop losses disappear. Please. Please take some profits on these heavy leverage trades so you don't have too much dangling fruit down here. They want 15680, and they may get it. BOOKMAP is still suggesting there's a lot of liquidations below us. All right. I am more bullish because I love trading the 200 moving average, and the 200's looking good to me. But we'll go from there. I see the NASDAQ ripping. I like the 4 hour. I'm going to use the 1 hour to get into the NASDAQ later on today if it produces that entry for me. I'm overall bullish on the NASDAQ on the bigger time frames. You've heard it here first, and I've talked about it many, many times. I've never backtracked. Even down here, I said we were going to have a huge reversal. Look for us to reverse. They're going to print the money. Nobody believed me. I went over and over it again. You remember I messed with that. I'm not going to say who, but I messed with someone online. I was like, hey. He was calling for a massive short. I said, no way. I said, look for this to reverse to the upside. They're going to print money to zero. They did exactly that. We had hidden bullish divergence. Everything started to play out yet again. Bitcoin struggling, 107,138. Really want to see it get back above 107.5, 107.6 and hold that key level. Daily RSI approaching overbought on many altcoins and Bitcoin. Time for a small pullback. That's also when you can get an explosive move too, though. Yeah. Let's take a look at total 3, the entire market cap of all of the altcoins, excluding Bitcoin and Ethereum. I'm new to trading, but not the channel. Having a hard time getting to emotional after losses. Any advice? I will be in the class on the 28th. Thank you. Your positions are too big. Yeah. You're trying to change your life too fast, man. And you're using too big money, and so you're getting emotional when you lose. Had you just started using 100... Look, I started demo trading leverage when I was a millionaire. I had already made a couple mil, right? And I was going 100 for 300. 100 for 300 until I got the hang of it and understood what I was doing. And then I went now I can go 3,000 for 9,000. You know, I've gone 5,000 for 15,000, 10,000 for 30,000. Not all the time. It has to be right. You see, I think my biggest trade, 30,000 for 90,000. I did a $600,000 trade once. I did $1 million trade once for like a couple minutes. It was crazy. It's very, very, very crazy. Like the volatility, you have to like nail it. So, yeah, it just takes time, man. Your positions are too big, so you're getting emotional. It's that. See, trading should... Let me explain something. There's two people, all right? I'm going to talk about person A and person B here, and it's very important we get this out the way. Total 3 looks like it's going to moon to the upside. This could be the last chance to buy altcoins on this hidden bullish divergence on the 4-hour time frame. I'm telling you right now, I know it looks bearish, but it usually looks bearish right before a massive pump. So they're going to make it look bearish, and then they're going to take off, and then you're going to wish. But you were emotional looking at red candles instead of looking at the 200 MA on the 1-hour time frame and focusing on the data. You can't focus on the data, man. I mean, you can't focus on the emotions. You got to focus on the data. All right, two people. Person A and person B. Person A represented by an A. Person B represented by a B. Very simple, right? Both are union carpenters that make 110 grand a year. Okay? They're both union carpenters. They make 110 grand a year. They both want to get into trading. They don't know each other. They're from different states. One's from Omaha, Nebraska. One's from Boston, Mass. All right? They both join a trading group and they get the education. Let's say they both join the same one, the Crypto Lifer. They happen to see him on the algorithm. They jump on in. Okay? One guy says, listen, I'm making 110 grand a year. I just need to learn a skill. I don't want to stress myself out. I'm going to take this just like I took my apprenticeship in the carpentry school. And if it takes me 2 to 3 years to really get the hang of it before I decide to really put big money in. Like, I really believe in Bitcoin, and I believe Bitcoin's going to do numbers. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to DCA into Bitcoin because I believe in it. You know, I'm going to buy myself some altcoins here and there. But then I'm going to learn to trade from this guy, Sam, because I like what he's doing and I like what he does. And he speaks to me. All right? You'll get this a lot, right? People tell me this story, right? So this guy goes at it with a long-term plan, 3 to 4 year plan of gaining the knowledge. Okay? This guy says, wow, my buddy made 500 grand. I only make 110 grand a year. This guy's super grateful with his 110 grand too. He says, man, I've worked so hard. I like my 110. I just want to add a little more that God could give me and be grateful. This guy says, hey, I just heard my buddy made a couple mil. I'm only making 110. I need to make more money. He's ungrateful, number one, right off the bat. He's not as grateful as person A. So he starts to trade. And he needs to make this 4 or 5 grand. He wants big money. He's putting a lot more money in the trade. He's losing sleep. He's not sleeping as well. It's actually affecting his carpentry work. He's coming into carpentry, upset some days. He actually missed a little thing that he did at work that he never misses, and someone pointed out, man, you never do that. And it's because he's been getting tired. He's stressed. 3 years from now, this guy's got bull skills. And now, next thing you know, he's making 160 grand a year because he's making an extra 50 a year trading. And then some of his long-term investments are coming up and his net worth is moving. His mental state is great. This guy has lost some of his 110K in trading now. He's actually only made 60 grand that year. He's lost 50,000 of his actual income. He's depressed. He didn't make any money. He keeps leverage trading now and going in heavy, and now he's losing more each time. Now he's really depressed. Now he's bad at work. He's messed up his original job, and trading has taken over. This happens to a lot of people, man. Please don't become person B. I've seen it. Don't make trading so stressful that it ruins what you already got going in your life. Trading should just be a supplement. This happened to me a little bit, but I'm an all or nothing guy, so it definitely got into me. And there was a lot of losses, but you know what I didn't do is I was always positive with my job, and I was like, I got a great job and I'm happy. And I kept DCAing and I was person A, you know what I mean? Every once in a while I almost slipped into being person B, but I noticed it and I'd redirect myself back over here to person A. Very important. Everyone, there's a big bullish move happening for Bitcoin right now that you could take advantage of. Let me show you what I see. Even right now, see how ETH is back above the 200 moving average? That could be an advantage move here. Same thing with Bitcoin. Bitcoin's getting back above the 200 moving average on the 1 minute. Could be a vicious pump right now to wreck the shorts. They just wanted to induce shorts. Remember, as long as the 4 hour stays above the 200, I'm long. As long as the 1 hour stays above the 200, I'm long. My longs are only invalidated if we close candles below the 200-day moving average on the 1 hour and the 4 hour time frame. Then my longs are invalidated. Right now, I'm still telling you with extreme accuracy that we're likely going to the upside today. I don't care what everyone else is saying or the emotions they're filled with. My strategy is telling me there's a pump coming to the upside. We just bounced off the 1 minute 200. This is a bullish sign. This is this has a 80% chance of winning this scalp if you take this scalp right here. Again, I'm not going to force you. I'm telling you the probabilities. You got to figure it out for yourself. I am not a financial advisor. Nothing I say and do should be taken as financial advice. This scalp looks beautiful, though. I go for this. It's above the 200 with the 21. Most likely we'll get the move. I'm already in the Bitcoin trade, so I don't even need the scalp, but it's nice. It's like you're talking about me, Sammy. I'm down 20K, ran through all my trading funds in the last 14 months. I'm so desperate to make money, I keep losing. I'm getting it together some way, somehow. I will. You got to just start saying, hey, I need to make an extra $2,000 a year trading, bro. Would have been better than losing, right? That's what happened to me one day. I said, man, I lost $6-7 this year trading when I first began, you know. And I said, dang. And then I had good wins, and I looked at all my wins, and I was like, had I just traded a little less and not over traded and got greedy. I said, I always get greedy towards the end, and once I make $5,000, I'm like, I should have made $10,000. Why do I get so greedy? I still get greedy. It happens to me sometimes. I got to check myself. It happens to us all. We're human beings. We got to check the greed. We got to get back to gratitude. We got to realign our frequencies. Once we realign our frequencies, it's habitual to be grateful. Once we're habitually grateful, we stop chasing so much. But it's very important. All right? I'm not trading the 1 minute anymore, man. Not today. I'm staying on the 1 hour and the 4 hour, and I'm sticking to what I taught you. If we lose, we lose. I'm sticking to the 1 hour and the 4 hour 200 moving average. We're playing too many games here on the smaller time frames. Someone asked me about gas yesterday. Brand new coin, extremely high risk, right? We wanted to see if that cup and handle could make some wins. Tripping out here now. Don't stop. I'd pull a Fibonacci. I wouldn't touch this. It's just too new to me. And the market's not frothy enough for me to get into new coins. When the market gets real frothy, I'll start being highly speculative. Until then, I know when to keep it cool, right? I don't know, man. I'm at a long, but it feels really like they don't want this thing to go up. Volume dies as soon as we close to squeeze those shorts. Again, what you're saying is what you think. How long have you been trading? 5 years, 10 years? So you're going on some data, but not a lot. People think that 5 years of trading is a lot of time. It's not. You're still a beginner. I've been trading 20 years and I'm still a beginner. Stop telling yourself you know it all when you don't know a dang thing. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance will keep you learning. Keep repeating that. And it's not about putting yourself down. It's about saying, hey, this world has so much information. I am not a know-it-all. Humble yourself as much as you can. Look at me. I get money thrown, $500 super chats thrown at me, right? I got CEOs of exchanges begging to talk to me, like James Wynn. Just crazy, right? The CEOs of exchanges, but I have a lot of people in the industry that want to get down, want to work with me. I get all sorts of inquiries every day, and it could blow your head up, and you could think you're the greatest. And I know I'm just a human being, man, and my mom and dad died, and I'm nobody. I'm not that special. I just followed my dreams and got to a good place in life with the YouTube algorithm. I ain't, and it's each and every one of you that got me here. It's all you people showing up. Like, I didn't get here on my own. It's all you people. You people made this happen for me. So I work for you guys. You guys make it happen. I remind myself of it every day, and I don't get pompous. Wow, ONDO is looking sketchy. I have to be honest, man. ONDO's looking real sketchy. Shoulder, head, right shoulder. I don't know, man. ONDO doesn't look like the one right now. I don't know what's going on. The chart itself doesn't look amazing. I got to say it. Quit thinking and trade the model. 100%. Yeah. Man, I'm telling you with a high accuracy rate that the 1 hour will take care of us. But the smaller time frames are going to play games. They're going to mess with you emotionally. They're going to go up and down. Yeah. Once you can see the charts and know what you're doing, start trading with a couple $100 and keep doubling that up. Or only putting back in a couple $100 until you get it. 100%. Like, yeah, exactly. Like your limit is $150. Trade it for a week straight. If you lose it, $150. Trade it for as long as you can. You see? Socrates was, yeah, exactly. Socrates, someone's dropping knowledge right here. Hold on. Socrates is known for his famous quote, "All I know is that I know nothing. I know nothing but the fact of my own ignorance." Socrates. By saying this, Socrates saw the path of wisdom is the path of seeking truth. And this search is endless, 100%. Exactly. It's never ending. We're always working on bettering ourselves. We're always working on progressing no matter what we're doing in life. I don't care what your progression, what you're doing. I don't care if you're a carpenter, a pool guy. I don't care if you clean homes for a living. A school teacher, it doesn't matter. There's always a nicer way to do it, a better way to get better at it. Some way to perfect how we talk to our customers, families, or friends. Human resources, it's all there. It's all there. Believe in yourself, have faith in your abilities. Without a humble but reasonable confidence in your own powers, you cannot be successful or happy. That's also true. It's also true. Let's move on into the super chats here and see what's happening with the fan funding. God bless all the fan funding here. The guy from Canadian $5 says, I got into ONDO at 83 on 3S leverage with 820. Any tips for me? I don't like the way ONDO looks right now, I'll be honest. I want to see this cup and handle bounce, but look, it's kind of got a shoulder, a head, and a bit of a right shoulder. This has shoulder, head, right shoulder. We're below the daily 200-day moving average. Right now the 1 hour is flirting with the 200. You lose that, that's bearish. We got to get a bounce here back to the top. And they're all following Bitcoin in a way too as well, which is not too healthy. Bitcoin's kind of struggling today. It's like a false move Monday. The data came in somewhat, to me, it's pretty bullish, the CPI data. And let's take a look at core CPI. I had this done already, but I had it on another page. So here we go. Core PPI came in, which is producer price index, how much they're paying to create goods, right? And it was forecast at 0.3. It was -2 though, and it's at 0.1, so it's up from what it used to be, but down from the forecast. Same thing with the month over month. And then the unemployment claims are higher than they were when they're the same as they were previously, but higher than the forecast. To me, pretty much a nothing burger, but somewhat more bullish than bearish. It says that, hey, inflation is up slightly, but down on the forecast. And unemployment, that tells you got to cut the rates. Inflation's up a little bit and unemployment's going up. That's a bullishness for risk on assets. right? It also puts fear on the market, though, and got people stressed. So you got people selling off in the regular market, but you got people speculating on the fact that he'll cut the rates. And I don't know what's going on with the NASDAQ right now, and Bitcoin's somewhat correlated. I'm seeing just a bunch of mumbo-jumbo right now in the small time frames. I'd stay away from it. It's all chop and nonsense. What I will tell you is the 1 minute did lose the 200 moving average. That's not the best sign. We got to get back on that. I'm working on month 6, brother. Thank you for the start you gave me and all the free knowledge you offer each day. That's why I will be wealthy. God bless you. It's out there. I took the same knowledge and used it to myself. 30% a month for someone. Thank you as always, Sam. God bless you, brother. Thank you. Blessings. Are you still big on render? I am. Thank you. We checked out MOONPIG from Dana. Thank you. Maku, how long does alt season usually last? Honestly, it all depends. 3 months? A month and a half? Yeah. Bitcoin losing the 200 moving average back. Now losing 107,000. That's whack-taculous. That's not what y'all like to see. And so I'm out of trades for the moment now until we get back above the one. Yeah, that's it. Come on, BTC. I mean, the 1 hour, I stay on the 1 hour trade. The 1 hour trade is still valid. As long as we stay above the 1 hour 200 moving average. But besides that, nothing else I would be looking at. And we just took a nasty red candle on the 1 hour too. Just gave back everything. And I showed you too, there's a lot of liquidations down at 105.8, 105.4. So BOOKMAP's telling us we're going 105.720, and they're going to liquidate everybody down there. So be easy, man. Thursday's not my favorite day to trade. After about 12 o'clock, 2 o'clock, I usually call it a day on my day trading, leverage trading. It's not, you know. Again, we have been making money on the weekends. Thank you, Master Friend. And let's take a look at the Woo Network. I'm new to trading, but not the channel. Having a hard time getting to emotion. Yep, we talked about that. 30-year bond auction. Thank you, Rob Rallman. 30-year bond auction at 1 p.m. Eastern. Oh, gosh. That's all we need, too. That's going to, yeah. Every time that happens. Your opinion on home. All right, let's go back to the fan funding here and see what we got. My team usually puts it out there for me. He said, what? You just said buy. Yeah, I did because we were above the daily. I haven't changed my story, man. We haven't lost the 200 moving average on the 1 hour time frame. And even if I said buy, what does it matter? What if I just said jump out of a tree, man? Like, seriously, like who are you? Like, I said move the stop losses to break even, and I know nothing with the factor mode ignorance, but you don't hear me, though. All you hear is what you want to hear, which is strange to me. Yeah, I probably said I'm going to get into the long here on the one. And actually, no, I didn't even make the 1 minute trade. I said I'm not feeling it. I moved all my ETH trades to break even and got stopped out. 107,000 still holding. I tell you, as long as you're above the 200 day moving average on the 1 hour, I am long, man. There's no reason to be short, in my humble opinion. Like, yeah. We lose the 1 hour 200 MA, I will switch to being a bear. All right? That's when I'll get all bearish on you. Until then, I'm all set. So keep your stop loss below the 200 moving average on the 1 hour, and that's all I got. Let me look at the bearish scenario here for Bitcoin and see if there's a real bearish scenario. So look, I always like to look at the charts in a completely different way than I saw before and go against my bias. Go completely against my bias to make sure I'm not, drinking my own Kool-Aid. So let's take a look here. Let's be a bear and look at the charts bearishly and look for why this is bearish. Funny that diamond broke out. But I haven't looked at this in a long time, right? Not the big, I think it's the big get chart or something. Yeah. So, to me, big bearish div on the weekly, which says that you're going to dump hard, right? And away from the 21-day moving average. And if we pull a fib, it does say you could get all the way back down to 88,000. So this is your most bearish scenario, that we're collapsing from a bearish div here. Swing down on the RSI. Swing up on price action. Overbought on the stochastics RSI. And we collapse. I'll be honest, the 4-hour says no way. The 4-hour has the opposite. It's, for me, and that's why everyone's like, oh, that's confusing then. I'm saying it's not confusing if you know that supportive resistance is key. So just take a deep breath and know if you stay above 104.5, then you have nothing to worry about. If a weekly candle closes below 104.5, that's when you have to decide that we're actually maybe going into a bearish time. Until then, it's not happening. The 1 hour has not lost the 200-day moving average. Until that happens, we're still bullish too on the day. Now it's getting close. I get it. They're playing games with it, but it hasn't lost it yet. We lose this, we go down. It's that simple. Daily just got the daily high, low. You could say that's a lower high now too, though. So the daily has a pretty big support there at 104.5 too. See it? You lose 104.5, then that's going to be, And again, we're looking at something like this, right? And that means it could come lower. And this is where we stand. So today you're getting, you're either getting a bounce off this trend line or you're not. You're falling down. If you break below the 200-day moving average, it's pretty bearish. I don't know what's going to happen, everybody, and I don't claim to know. All I know is that there's hidden bullish divergence on the 4. I could see this as a shoulder ahead of right shoulder, and we're above the 200-day moving average. And so I got to stay long on that idea. I have to. I can't do anything different. So I'm still in the long right here with a stop below the 200-day moving average on weeks. There's nothing else I can do today. That's it. I'm trading my probabilities, and I'm sitting tight. I'll come back, So that's what I see happening for Bitcoin. And I believe I got through all the shorts. Let me just double check. But I believe we did get all the shorts done. I mean, all the super chats, calling them shorts. All the super chatty shorts there. Oh, we got to look at the Womb Network. Thank you, Lakochi. Shout out to Lakochi. Congratulations. I'm sorry. Congrats, brother. When you're ready to let everyone know, let me know. God bless you, man. It's the biggest thing that ever happened to me in my life, bro. So God bless you. Well, the Woo Network's in that cup and handle attempting to find its bottom. That doesn't do too handy when Bitcoin's flipping and dipping around, though, right? I'd stay away from this stuff. But it is DeFi, and once DeFi rips up again, this thing could come back. We used to trade Woo all the time. Wasn't the worst coin in the world. They're just super low, cup and handle. Pump up to the daily 200. I could see a move. 777s, right when I look at it. Pretty weird, right? Considering the show's ending at 12 o'clock, the last thing I saved to the very end to do, I skipped this multiple times. It probably was a different price. Right now, it's 777. Why? I waited to the end of the show to do the Woo Network. And then right here at the end of the show, it sits at 777. That's my dad, man. He's with me all the time. He's always there, and now it's gone. Look at that. Now 69 for jokes. But look, shoulder, that's a bit of a cup and handle. Possibly back up to 13.9. So, wow. That 777s always gets me, man. I always wonder what the reasoning is for. Like, I didn't force it. Someone says, oh, you see numbers you want to see. So I chose to do the Woo Network at the end of the stream, and it happened to hit 777s, right? I don't know. I find it a bit odd. This is a cup and handle. That is a higher low. You would expect to bounce. I think it's too risky. I wouldn't touch it. But you do whatever makes you happy. For me, no, I'm not into that sauce. Let's take a look at one other coin that I could help you, that I wanted you put on your radar, is KETA. I talked about KETA at 12 cents. It's $1.30 now, I think, $1.22. It's got a $500 million market cap. Things a boost. $1.30. Yeah, it's still holding about an exact 11x from when we first talked about it, which is phenomenal. It's a phenom. And then it's kind of starting to consolidate here. If anything pumps in the next few days, I think Kita has what it takes. 252. And again, I'm still kicking myself down the door for not getting into Kita at 12 cents when I gave it to the group. But hey, I do my part. I can't get everything, but I get as much as I can. And I'm grateful for what I have gotten. Always use gratitude. Gratitude leads to abundance. Whenever we have gratitude, you can't be in fear or in pain when you have gratitude. So when you live in gratitude and you're happy for your life, everything kind of goes your way. You have good people in your life. You have the right people around. You don't have any nonsense when you have gratitude because you're always thankful for what you got. And you understand that, right? So this looks interesting to me. I would write Kita down. Altcoins are not my thing right now. I would be DCAing into them only. But look at this, some big buys. Someone just sold $39,000 worth of Kita. Damn. He must have been in early and decided it was time to take some profits. Got, you know. Bitcoin's still holding 107,000. Nothing changes about my Bitcoin call today. Nothing. Still long Bitcoin on the 1 hour and the 4 hour time frame. Nothing has changed. I will not waver. I will not bend. I will not shake. I will not change it up. I know what I'm doing, and I'm sticking to the statistics. The statistics tell me no matter what they do on these small time frames, no matter who they liquidate, no matter what day it is, it doesn't matter. Go back to the basics. Above that 200 moving average on the 1 hour, we are going to the upside. I am long. I'll show you. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. Appreciate everyone for being part of an amazing live stream. I don't know how we do these 2 hours every single day, but we do. Keep the heart slow, bros. Keep the heart slow on the A's there. Hey, say nothing till you hear more, man. Hey, hey, the Irish charm, man. Hey, I came out of Limerick. There you go, boy. Hey, get your Guinness there. Ah, he's up there in the fields, boy. Hey, did your mother ever tell you not to go up in the fields, boy, at the sheeps? Shout out to everybody, man. I love you guys. God bless each and every one of you. Thank you so much for kicking it with the lifer. Thank you for being a part, man. I'm keeping it gray with the gray background. We all have gray in there. You know what I mean? 107,080. I do still warn you, there is liquidity at 106. It's getting a little thinner. They're spreading it out now, which might mean they're smart enough to take it off the table, man. They're going to come get you. The longs could get scared to take those stop losses away, those liquidations, and we won't have that fat area to liquidate. I'm still long. One more time, I'm going to show my screen just because of how adamant I am that this is going to move to the upside. If it doesn't, I guess I have to put my tail between my legs, but dang, man. One thing I will tell you, the Stokes are getting pumped, but we didn't get that much of a pump out of it. And we got tweezer tops now. It's a bit sketchy. And we got resistance at 108,000 now. So, but I'll stick to my plan and see where it goes. God bless everybody here on the live. Thank you for jumping on in. All things are valuable through God. Bitcoin was 177 when you saw that when I left too. All things glory to be to God, man. Thank you for this channel, God. Thank you for everyone in my life, God. Thank you for all my wins in my life and everything that's ever happened to me. The new house that I just moved into is such an experience. I'm in a brand new house. I've never lived here before. It's nuts, man. I've only been here 7 days. God bless everybody. I love you. I thank you so much. Keep pushing every single day. Never stop. I'll be here tomorrow like I am, God willing. Inshallah, man. I'll see you all tomorrow. God bless. Remember, I studied all the millionaires, billionaires, even school teachers. You didn't have to be rich, but people that did what they love to do with their lives. And you know, I found out what the secret to success is. You know what it is? It's getting started.